That guy, the guy that Trump has being the spokesperson is, he seems like
that
he's having...
Sean Spicer?
Yeah, it seems like he's having a meltdown.
Right? You know, there's something
absolutely.
about him. He has this little line right under his nose, and I'm always looking at that line.
Oh, really? I haven't noticed
Because
that.
the makeup doesn't go into the line, and so there's like a black thing
He wears
hanging
makeup?
from his nose all the time.
Does he really wear
Yes.
makeup? Like, does he really care what he looks like?
I think he
I
gets
mean,
powdered down.
Wow.
And apparently they catch
Wouldn't it be
him
funny if they've, like, fired 50 makeup artists already? If they can't get rid of the line in his nose. What was that, Fred?
Apparently they catch him with spinach in his teeth.
Oh, yeah?
Because I guess he does the press conferences after lunch.
That's
I mean, he's got
disgusting.
shit caught in his teeth.
Yeah, if he worries
He doesn't
about...
think to look.
Yeah, I mean, if he's worried
And
about
nobody
makeup.
tells him.
But you want to know what something I've learned, and the reason, knock on wood, I don't get any cavities anymore. I use, and I'll give him another endorsement, the doctor's brush picks. Here, I'm holding them up right now.
Are those
I
like
use
the little
these.
brushes?
Yeah, they have little brushes
yeah,
at
they
the
have
end.
those little
Those are
things
great.
at
And
the
I
end.
don't even need to floss. I use these, but after every time I eat, I use this, and I pick out all kind of shit out of my teeth. You wouldn't believe the crap that collects in your mouth just after a meal. And I pick this out. I use about 4 or 5 of these a day. And I constantly am picking my teeth. And my father the other day goes to me, "How come you always pick your teeth?"
He said that?
Yeah, and he did all the time. I learned it from him. He goes, "That's not correct. What I would do, I always use a toothpick, but only go through each tooth once, and then I throw it away." And I go, "Well, what am I doing?" He goes, "You keep your toothpick in there too long." He started criticizing me because I like to really get everything out of there, and I need to go around my mouth a couple of times with the toothpick. And you just put one of these doctor's brush picks through the spaces in your teeth, man, and they get all kind of crap will come out. And it's disgusting. Like, Sean Spicer should have a toothpick with him and pick out everything before you go on TV. He's got fucking spinach in his teeth.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking at the picture. He couldn't have possibly not known that wasn't there. It's huge.
Oh, my God. No
it
one
covers
tells him.
several teeth.
I think the people who work with him probably don't like him, and they just
Yeah,
like,
they probably hate him and just
Yeah.
let him go out there looking like that.
I was thinking I should get a spokesperson. You want to hear my spokesperson?
Okay.
This is my spokesperson bit. Here.
Now I'll take some questions. Yes, Pamela.
Yes, thank you. Is Howard Stern's hair fake?
Well, I would advise you to check your facts, okay? Mr. Stern has won a Best Hair Award for 3 years running. You know, does that sound like a dumb, made-up award? You know, I don't think so. Okay, next. Jake, yeah.
Hi, yes. Is there a ban on Benji?
Well, it's not a Benji ban. You know, it's extreme Benji vetting. Benji has been spotted stealing bagels, showing his penis, flaking dandruff. So, you know, we're going to maintain this Benji ban for 90 days. Or until we figure this thing out. Okay, next. Colin, yeah, go ahead.
Why does Howard watch The Bachelor and play with cats? Doesn't this make him gay?
Not at all, no. Look, studies show that men who watch The Bachelor and play with kitty cats aren't gay, okay? But asking questions about it is very gay. Like dick in your mouth gay, okay? It just is.
Just to clarify, what studies?
Well, studies published in the New England Journal of Gay Reporters, which you are, okay?
But how does that explain anything that
This press conference is over, okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I like that. I like that concept. I do. I like that concept. When people
Well,
bust
if you
my
ever
balls.
had a scandal, who would be the spokesperson?
Not Fred. He barely talks.
Absolutely.
No, he looks like he's on the verge of a breakdown, Spicer. He really does. Like, someone told me he played the Easter Bunny during the George W. Bush administration. Like,
No.
he was like, yeah, he was like their buffoon.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and like somehow he's worked his way into like being the press secretary.
Yeah, but he always looks like a guy who shouldn't be in front of a room.
He looks like a guy who's been beaten up a couple of times.
Yeah.
you know,
He's
literally.
not the guy that everybody wants to hang out with.
And it just looks like he's freaking out. He's yelling at people. And then yesterday there was a black reporter asking him questions, and now everyone's saying he was disrespectful to her because he told her not to shake her head. Did you read about that?
I saw that he blew up at somebody.
Yeah. And then Bill O'Reilly.
He said something about Maxine Waters' hair.
Maxine Waters is a 70-year-old black woman, and he was on Fox and Friends as their guest. That's what I like about Fox. Like, Bill O'Reilly has his own show, but then he goes on the other shows and he's the guest. And when he's
they all pollinate.
And then when he's the guest on Fox and Friends, he's like a different Bill O'Reilly. He's like funny, free Bill O'Reilly without the script in front of him. And I think Bill O'Reilly thinks he's a comedian now because he's been hanging out with Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller became a conservative somehow, and and he maybe he always was one. I don't know, but he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Wasn't?
Supposedly after 9/11, he had a
big conversion.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he's like a political guy, and he goes on tour, a comedy tour, like with Bill O'Reilly. Now, I know Dennis Miller's funny. I don't know how Bill O'Reilly is, but I think from hanging around with Dennis Miller, he kind of thinks he's funny now. So he's on Fox and Friends, and they're showing Maxine Waters, and I guess she wears a wig or something, or maybe she doesn't. I don't even know. But he said, oh, it's hard for me to pay attention to what she's saying because she's wearing a James Brown wig. And I guess he thinks I think he's looking for laughs. But he's catching so much shit for it now. I think he's going to like cut back on the comedy Bill O'Reilly.
He's going to apologize and get out of comedy.
Yeah, I think he's leaving the world of stand-up. God only knows. Has anyone ever been to the Bill O'Reilly, Dennis Miller show? Like, I can understand Dennis can get up and do an hour in his sleep.
Oh, yeah.
But what the fuck is Bill O'Reilly doing
Why
on
does
stage?
he have Bill O'Reilly there?
Yeah,
That's the question.
why does Dennis Miller have... I guess things were tough, and I guess Bill O'Reilly helps him sell out.
That's a shame, because he's a great comedian.
Yeah, he is. I heard O'Reilly has like a prop crate, like Carrot Top.
Oh, yeah? He has a little trunk with him?
There's a trunk. Pulls out a trunk. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take out my trunk at this point in the show. And then at the end, he smashes a watermelon and pretends it's Maxine Waters' head. Puts on a James Brown wig. But that guy Spicer, he should do his press conferences in that Easter Bunny costume he used to wear. How fucking great would that be? Like if I was sitting there, I'd just be like, "Hey, dude, why don't you relax and put on your Easter Bunny costume?"
Excuse me, Mr. Bunny, could I ask a question? They should all refer to him as Mr. Bunny.
You got to watch Bill O'Reilly when he's on the other shows. He's like delightful and full of mirth.
Charming.
Yeah, charming. Like when he goes on The View and charms all the ladies.
Yeah.
Stand up, Bill O'Reilly. This is where I get to stretch my chops and do a little comedy.
Yeah, I'm a funny guy when I'm not on my show.
On my show, we're solving problems. Here, I can show a more humorous, relaxed side of myself where I basically make fun of Maxine Waters, a 70-year-old woman wearing a wig. Yeah, she's 70 years old, dude. She probably does wear a wig. So what? And it was all arrogant and dismissive. Like he was like kind of like, I can't pay attention to what she's saying in that ridiculous James Brown wig because he's so fucking hot. If you've ever seen Bill up close, there is no fucking treat. There's a reason that dude can't hold on to a woman. You know what I mean? There's a reason most of the guys who work at Fox have have several suits against them. I mean, who's he kidding?
Always denying sexual harassment.
Right. You see some of that lineup over there. They're the poster boys for sexual harassment, My God. O'Reilly's got a lot of money. I can't imagine he gets a lot of pussy. Let's be honest. I'm pretty sure. I'll bet you he didn't get pussy till he was in his late 20s. I guarantee it.
You think he was a virgin until then?
Yep. I absolutely do. Listen, I'm no beauty, but I know it. That's my charm. He thinks he's a stand-up. He thinks he's in Dennis Millerville. He's not. Dennis Miller's like a fucking accomplished stand-up. Like, that guy's got a wit. But I think, when you hang around with Dennis Miller enough, you start to think, well, maybe I'm a stand-up, too.
Well, this is the problem. See, Dennis makes it look easy.
Yeah.
And then a nut like Bill O'Reilly says, I can do that.
Hey, JD, you don't have that clip of him saying that about Maxine Ward, like when he's stand-up Bill O'Reilly, do you?
Give me, 1 minute.
Yeah.
By the way, she's 78 years old.
78.
Yeah, 78.
78
Yeah.
years
So she
old.
wears a wig. Yeah,
she
no
probably wears a
shit.
wig. She
God
probably-
bless her.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, of course, it's kind of hard to maintain that hairdo. Some women at 78, they don't even have any fucking hair left.
And a lot of women wear wigs because it's easier to maintain their hair
Yep.
when they've got to be out and about all the time. And,
Yeah.
I mean, she's not running for, Miss Universe.
Oh, no?
No, that's not what she's up to.
That'd be pretty funny if Maxine Waters did actually run for Miss Universe. I'd vote for her. I'm 78 and I'm Miss Universe.
Priority page.
All right, yeah, here he is being comedy Bill O'Reilly.
They turned a blind eye to the destruction that he's about to cause this country. You're not nearly as patriotic as we are.
So what does that mean, Bill? We've been listening all morning. We cannot.
I didn't hear a word she said. I was looking at the James Brown wig.
If we have a picture of James, it's the same.
It's the same one.
Right.
No,
And he's not
okay,
using
I
it
gotta
anymore.
defend her on
You
that.
guys are all, you're all wrong
I
about
have to
this.
defend her on that. You can't go after a woman's looks. I think she's.
It's enough. Oh, I love
why does he have to be on more TV?
Well, I guess they
He's
ran out
always
of guests.
doing other shows.
Hey, look, it's our guest, the guy from at night.
You'll see him later today on this same channel.
Here's the four of us you see in the morning, plus the guy you usually see at night. And everyone gets all excited that he's on because he's the night guy. We just saw him. Get somebody else. Hey, vey. But it backfired. It backfired.
See, that's what'll happen if you're not a funny man and you try to make a joke.
There you go. Oh, okay. I got to take a break. I'm getting the high sign.